Live. Hayden, do you want to test out some of your sound effects?
Yeah, let me just, I left the bodies by the river. Oh, that was way creepier than I wanted it to be with that one.
Alright, yeah, we got it. We're good.
Alright. Then I guess we're good to go. Welcome back to the next Logic Session Breakdown. Home in the morning.
Hello.
We're going to gear up some sound effects for next time so that we can have like cheers. And it'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
In front of a live studio audience.
I guess let's go ahead and just jump into the song for anybody who's coming in who hasn't heard this or hasn't heard it in a while. And we're going to play that real quick, and then we'll jump into what it went in to make it.
A little preface. This is our most streamed song.
Ooh. A little factoid for you.
It is. We got like 350 streams on it, I believe.
Boom. A proverbial hit. All right, well, let's hop right into it then.
Ain't you getting tired of being so lonely? Ain't you going mad, dreaming without me? And know if the rain never stops pouring. Don't worry, dear, I'll be home in the Ain't you getting tired of being so lonely? Ain't you going back, dreaming with I'll be all with the rain never stops pouring. Don't worry, dear, I'll be home in the morning.
And there we are.
Beautiful. Lovely.
That was lovely, boys.
Of course, great job. Great job.
Was that the first? No, the first song I guess we recorded was Slinky. So
Yeah, but I think this is the first one that you and I did together.
yeah.
You had pretty much all of it done. You were like, yo, come lay some drums on this. Yeah, dude, alright.
Oh yeah, it's true.
That's fun. So I think it took me like 5 or 6 tries.
Yeah,
Hey.
it took us a while to get Ethan's bass on there, and then
Yeah.
it was
like a
complete.
concert bass. Still sounded pretty good though.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Lots
Grand-
of good guitar work. Haydon, what was it like? What was the writing like for you for that? Since we weren't really present for much of that.
Yeah, I was I think I wrote that at. You guys know Dom. Dom is a burn brother. Dom, I was at his place, and we were working on some stuff, and they were playing in a bunch of open tunings. So I just started playing in open D a lot, and I'm huge into different meters, and I was like, okay, this sounds good. Why not just add a beat in somewhere here? And so I did, and it sounded just spacey enough to work. I wanted to add lyrics over it, but it's pretty weird writing a melody and lyrics over a 13/4 meter. And I thought it sounded just cool enough, so we just kind of left it out, and that's how the song developed. Other than that, I mean, the song's basically just about being alone and having somebody to come home to, and it's just a beautiful thing, So
It really is.
yeah, I just wanted to write a song about that, and I suppose I did. And yeah, I love the way it turned out. I think you guys added a lot of really good flavors to it.
Thank you.
Lovely work on that. And yeah,
In case anybody's curious about the time signature, all we did was add one more eighth note. That's it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's
One more
it.
quarter
It's
note.
just one more. Or
Yeah, if we're in
Is it a quarter note?
13/4, then it'd be a quarter note.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. I don't even.
God, you're the
Extra
drummer,
bar
dude.
5.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Happens.
But I mean, it's mixed meter. It's 3/4 for the intro.
Yeah.
And the chorus
Versus
is just like a 4/4 kind of swing.
Yeah, little swung 4/4.
Yeah. Then,
Which that was Joey's. At first, I had it kind of open. It was straight beat, but the swing I think really livened that part up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Gave it some movement.
Then during the solo, the percussion drops out. I think to just 3/4,
Yeah.
and
You're
then
just hitting that
halfway through the
hi-hat.
yeah, then everything else is just the same. I think it's also just 13/4 still. Yeah, so it's 3/4 over 13/4. It sounds weird at one point, but it's got like the black dog effect.
It catches up to itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it sounds off, but then it catches up. Just cool.
Oh yeah, and I think so. Just to start looking at the session here, I think the drums, unlike TBA, are the only percussion in here that I can see, unless you count tubular bells.
Oh, that
How dare?
is that percussion? I guess so.
It's a cymbal technically, I guess.
Yeah, but it's tonal, so it's like timpanis,
Yes.
that area of percussion.
Yes. Orchestral, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty stuff. Or I guess like a xylophone. I mean, a piano is technically a percussion instrument. because of the hammers.
Ah.
But, all right, so I guess we'll start from the top here. Top bottom's the easiest way. Looking at the drums first, it's a pretty straightforward setup. 4 mics again. Joey, do you want to talk about your kit a little bit before we?
Yeah, so this kit I used is a 1956 WFL in a white pearl wrap to H to yellow. It's a 7-ply maple kit. Fantastic drum kit. It's a normal 3-piece kit. I used a 4. I had a snare drum, obviously, but 3, like as in the bass drum, the rack tom, and the floor tom. But I only used floor tom, I believe. Floor tom and a snare drum. I just don't think I wanted to bring that much. I thought like we were just kind of like jammed, and you're like, check this out. And I'm like, all right, cool. And so I had them all tuned to each other. There's not any specific tuning I used, so they were just to each other. They're in the same group. The snare drum I had a little bit higher than usual. I'm not sure why, to be honest. I feel like I just need a little bit more variance. And the mic setup is a single overhead in between like the triangle of this, because I only used one cymbal. I only used one ride cymbal, so I had it in the triangle in between the cymbal, the snare drum, and the floor tom. So it was catching everything, and the kick as well. The kick's directly under it. So it was actually right where the cardioid pattern was not picking up. So it's not picking up too much kick drum of like that frequency, but it gets the punchiness of it. The snare mic I used, I don't remember. I think I just used an SM57, or I used that Sennheiser 307. It was a Sennheiser. It was a Sennheiser 307. It's just a clip-on mic. We use it for everything on this album. The floor tom, I used a Sennheiser 309, which is just like it picks up a lot more low end. It's really great for toms, so I use that. And then for the kick drum, I used a Telefunken D112.
Beautiful.
And yeah, that's about it. I don't really think there's too much on these tracks when we even were like trying to put stuff on. I think we only add maybe a little bit of reverb or like a little bit of reverb and like some light compression, I believe. But that's about it. There's not really anything fancy on it.
Actually, these are dry as can be, surprisingly. So we've got, like you said, overhead snare, floor tom, kick, and each one has just channel EQ and compression.
I think that was kind of our goal, because the song's so airy.
Yeah.
So I think we tried to keep the drums pretty tight.
Right. And then I think a couple of the compressors have a little bit of gain on them. I don't think there's any gain in the channel EQ. But yeah, it was really just like volume kind of compensation in that thing. So here's just that first, what do we call that? The first B section? The first 13/4 section.
Yeah.
Drums only.
It honestly sounds like there's a phasing issue, but it sounds really, it like adds a lot actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of, specifically in this one, I mean, I wasn't here for the recording of it, so I don't know what the visual part of the setup looked like, but I know especially with the floor tom and the snare in particular, there was a lot of low end that needed to come out, which, you know, rumble and all that kind of stuff can just drive it crazy. And then I know Haydon, so you talked about, so we get to this chorus section and it goes into kind of a swing type deal.
Yeah, in the last chorus, or I guess the outro, because I was playing like just like a 13/4 swing, and then I switched it to a shuffle.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. I'm looking, sorry. All right, so here's the first, I think, what is this? Yeah, this is the first chorus. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was wrong. That is not the first chorus. Where is it? Oh yeah, this is the first.
That is, yeah, there's not much on it because it's just like the sitar kind of moving around, all that.
So 4/4, and then the end, you go to the ride cymbal, and kind of a swung.
Yeah, it's a very simple and classic 4/4 shuffle.
Yeah.
I spaced it out, but
But it sounds
it gets the
great.
job done. Thank
Yeah.
you. It gets the job done. So.
And then you had mentioned it goes into halfway through the solo here. It does go into that 3/4, just the hi-hat
Yeah.
thing once the solo builds up. Yeah, real simple,
Yeah.
but it works, and it comes around
Yeah.
back together by the end of it.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely one of like the better parts that I've written. It just fits the song very, very well.
Yeah, it's not too flashy or
not too
anything. It
little.
just gives
Yeah.
it what it needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only flashy part is that, I mean, I just dropped it 3/4 during the solo, during just like the huge break. That's really it.
Yeah.
Good times though. Good times.
How do you count that? Out of curiosity, in the 13/4, how do you count that?
I don't.
You don't?
No, I literally just like feel it out. To be completely honest. Yeah.
I think you just hit the 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. 1, 2, 3.
1,
2, 3. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's weird.
it plays itself, honestly. Like it's a very like driven song just by itself.
And it's all about those
So-
changes. Like the guitar just going down is like the whole gravity feel of it. As you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So we got some drums. Next up here, I got a little bass. That's the same thing. Hofner, DI, channel EQ. This is just, I got a cut here down at 166, and I have a low pass filter at 16,400 hertz, just to get rid of that little dog whistle area.
Sweet.
And that's really just for like if there's any clacking of the pickups or anything like that, it shows up there. So here I'll play. This is just like that A section with a little bit of bass.
And that Hofner. Whew.
Yeah, you can't beat the Hofner in anything. And then, yeah, the bass line is really just following the changes that Haydon's doing the whole time. And then during the chorus section, I kind of go into Joey's thing a little bit of doing the swing, kind of boom, dun, 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 dun. That kind of like just swinging back
Dun,
and forth.
dun,
It's
dun, dun. Yeah, I love the bass line right there. I think it really gives it a bounce to it.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. I keep thinking this is not the chorus, but it is. All right, let's see.
Is that just DI?
Yeah, that's DI compression. The compressor I have on here is, it's just that the digital.
Okay.
Little bit of makeup gain, a pretty average threshold, and quick attack and remove. Nothing big.
What's your favorite Logic compressor, Ethan?
Despite my choice here, I would say probably, okay, it depends on what you're doing. If I'm doing
Yeah.
a beat or like hip hop, I'll use the Studio FET. That like
With the
just-
side chain? Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It beats
Yeah.
it up. I mean, you don't want to put that on your master, or on your stereo bus, but that's so nice. If you have like a kick drum going through that and you want it to just be fat and like kind of
Yeah.
distorted, that's really good. And then
Dude,
the
I
vintage
actually use an opto
Yeah, the
for
vintage
bass
opto
drums.
is good for real drums. I'm talking
Yeah.
like the hip hop beat is a little different, and I think live drums, vintage.
Oh,
opto
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
great
for
and
sure.
Clean.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, yeah. Other than that, I'll use the digital. The thing about the digital is that there's not a whole lot of beef to it. It is very true to the levels that you put into it, which
Yeah.
is good if you want it accurate. But the only thing I'll put in through here sometimes is vocals, just because you don't want the compressor to like really emphasize too much of that kind of stuff sometimes. So yeah, that would be that. But these are easy settings. Nothing on here is crazy. A lot of it is just getting rid of the right amount of low end and the right instruments. So it's not, especially with the guitar effects that are going on in there. There's like, that's very open, so you kind of want the low end to be able to be taken over by that like watery sound. You don't want a bunch of like kick drum, bass rumble taking up all the sweet low end.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so now we're into Guitar Town.
Guitar Village, baby. It's Guitar Center.
Oh.
Oh. Sammy's gonna be mad.
So you've got a couple acoustic guitars here. There's the main rhythm electric, and then we got the solo. What were you using for all that stuff?
Oh God, I always forget. I have a Taylor. It's a 412 CE. So I'm using that. I believe I have that going just with this KSM I'm using for this. I don't know. I don't remember. Could you go back to the session and see what I put on it?
So we got on the acoustic guitar here, compressor, channel EQ, real dry. The second acoustic has just reverb, compression, and EQ.
Okay.
And I think that was Dom's layer, right? Or some of it?
Yeah. So Dom, one of our good buddies, he had a cool part because mine kind of goes down the whole time, and his in some of these spaces actually goes up, and I think that adds a cool color, and it just kind of pokes out every once in a while.
Yeah.
And props to him because the 13/4 thing is not fun to write a part to. It's interesting.
Not something more melodic. It's not just, he's not just copping the chords. There's some nice stuff.
Yeah. I think he did a great job. Shout out to Dom if you're watching. I know he's at work, so he's not, but
So yeah, the two acoustics, like I said, channel EQ, compression, and then on that second one, a little bit of reverb. So here's what and they're panned in the left and right channels. They're nothing hard panned, but a little bit of a stereo thing going on there. Here's what those sound like. Yeah. Sounds so good. Nice and just washy and open.
Yeah. I love that open tuning sound, just strumming. I mean, I think that's one of the ways to open up an acoustic guitar, going into an open tuning and just finding those beautiful open chords.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's dreamy.
So were you in open D for, I know live you play it in standard.
Yeah, live I play it standard, just because we rock it out live. We try to we keep it a little heavy.
Did you do open D for the electric and the solo, or how did that work?
Oh no, I'm not good at soloing and open tuning, so I just did that one in standard.
Okay.
Yeah, and on the electric, I think I was using all Dom's equipment. I had his Ibanez and what does he got? He's got a Hot Rod Deluxe. That thing sounds great. So we got some really good tones out of that. I think the solo sounds really huge in this, and the rhythm guitar, the reverb, that classic Fender Spring reverb sounds beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Gorgeous. All right, well, here, let's listen to... We'll do the whole guitar group. Give it a listen. gorgeous. I love the way that sounds. So reverby and pretty. And on that, so yeah, on that guitar, I know you said you were using you were using regular amp reverb, right? On the recording end.
Yeah, I suppose we. Oh, you ran that stereo too.
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then we got. I see. There's a couple reverb channels on, or reverb plugins on here too. We got one of the Chromaverb plugins on here. Then there's the amp verb. We got a pedal board plugin that has the spin box sound.
Ooh.
Oh, I love the spin box, man. Such a good little thing.
Oh yeah. I wonder. Let's see. Let's just hear what it sounds like, maybe with and without too, just to hear how these all change the sound. Pedal board. No pedal board, no reverb.
Yeah, you still get that amp verb in there.
Yeah, that reverb adds a lot. It's really pretty. And then down here to the solo, we got compressor, another Chromaverb plugin this time. It's the same room, same settings. And we got a left and right. Did you use 2 mics on this?
No, I think what I did, I used one mic, same position. I just copied and pasted because it's audio 5, take 59. So I just copy and pasted basically and panned them left and right.
Gotcha. And then I think all the settings are the same. We got a limiter on here. And,
it recorded hot, so I threw something on there.
Yeah. So here, let's give that a listen to the solo here. That is so nice. I love that.
That is very nice.
It is weird soloing over 13/4. The whole song was a fun experience. Like it's really weird, but because the space of the song is so open, it was a little easier to figure out than you would expect.
Right.
I think for all of us it was.
Yeah, I've never done anything like that, so it was something new. You're right. Definitely had to think outside the box on this one.
Yeah, no, it's a nice and open song. Solo sounds great. Haydon, you have a lot of software instruments down here.
Yes.
What was the process of choosing the software instruments you're going to use here?
I have some staples that I love. The Indian sitar sound in Logic can be really cool. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it. I think that one has like a lot of chorus on it, so it actually sounds pretty weird if you solo it. But I don't know, I just layered it one piece at a time. I think bass was first, and then eventually I was just sitting there and I was like, what does this need? It needs bells, church bells. And so 3 hours through alchemy later, I found tubular bells. And then
Bells really make it. And as we found out trying to record it later, that is not an easy sound to replicate.
Yeah.
it's shout out to Logic on that one. That is killer sound.
Yeah, the one we use in the studio version is solid, but it's not tubular bells, man.
Nah.
Still a great sound. I think it's church bells.
Yeah, I think that's a complete element sound.
Let's see. Let's hear. We got to hear these glorious bells.
Oh,
We piped them up just enough.
Yeah.
Oh, and that sustain on it. It had to ring out the whole time.
Yeah, and you can hear that tape delay too once it hits. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. We got a spreader on here. Like you said, there's a chorus plug-in. And that really makes it. I know, Joey, you tap the bell on your ride cymbal during when that comes in. But together, the timbre of those two is just really nice. Let me hold on. We got
It's just a good segue into that section.
It really is. Here.
Yeah, it is solid. Yeah.
And then we got some bowed basses down here. That's just got EQ, nothing crazy, but they definitely thicken up the low end a good amount.
Ooh, it's nice. Nice voicing.
Say that again?
It's a nice voicing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like that it goes up there too. I didn't notice that it has that one little.
Yeah, I'm pretty meticulous with my MIDI sounds. Like, normally, I'll like go in and change it all, but that like I'll change it per section. So every measure, I'll kind of throw in a new note. But that I thought was good as is. So it's just kind of the same throughout the whole song.
And it works. It sounds great. Oh, and it's at the last chorus too. Actually, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the sitar, like we said, that is a nice little Beatles homage.
Every time a sitar is in a song, it's a Beatles homage.
It has to be. Yeah, it has to be.
We got to hear it though. It is a good sound, and like so we got chorus. There's a phaser on here too, and that tape delay plug-in again.
It sounds so crazy by itself, but when you put it in the song, it just pokes out, and it's wonky enough. But
I think even here, let me just put in the guitar just to add so you hear the changes. But it really does punctuate stuff really, really well. Somebody get the incense, man. So that's pretty cool. And then Haydon, I don't know if I've complimented you about this in person, but I really love the keyboard, the organ part that you have for this. The walk up for the that you do before it comes in is really, really nice.
thank you very much.
Quite a bit. And I think it adds a lot. Honestly, it does stuff that the guitar and bass don't do, I think. And here, we just gotta hear it. You just gotta hear it.
Let the people hear it, huh?
Let the people hear it. Here, let's get okay. So we got guitars, bass, drums, and then this very nice organ. Here. Yeah, real nice. I love the walk up. I think it's because
All we need is a church organ.
it sounds like it spells out the chord that we end up going to, and it's just like boom, 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 boom. But then we're playing like an actual. The walk up that you do on guitar that I copy on bass is like not just a straight root third fifth octave kind of thing. It's like a whole.
It goes because it goes up and then back down, whereas this one's just leading you right to that
It's
G
already
chord.
there and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that sounds. I love the way that sounds. And then the piece de resistance, Haydon's vocal, which we have quite a bit of effects going on here. and some sculpting. Haydon, what made you want to choose the telephone sound?
I think that was an accident, and I liked it. Yeah, so I think it was just an accident, and I was like, you know what? That's kind of like how I envision this song is. It is like a, I don't know how to say this, but like a intentional accident, like a subconscious thing that I did where I felt like the song was somebody talking to somebody through the phone. Those lyrics there is like, I'll be home in the morning, don't worry. So yeah, I wanted it to come through that way. And thank you, Logic, for having a preset for that. Yeah, we did some work to it. I think there was some stuff I changed with it. I'm not sure what you did on it.
Yeah, I know. It looks like I kind of slimmed down some of the effects that were on here, but still kept the really trimmed down like EQ sound of a telephone where you just got like no low and no super high end. And then we do have that tape delay, which is a great sound for this, especially since the vocals are nice and open. There's like some good gaps in between. You kind of hear the ring out of the vocal. And other than that, there's nothing else on here other than a compressor. But we should definitely listen to that. I'll play the last chorus just because it's a little louder. We have the drums going.
Ain't you getting tired of being so lonely? Ain't you going mad, dreaming with me, or with the rain never stops pouring? Don't worry, dear, I'll be home in the morning.
Will you be home in the morning?
Usually.
Don't worry.
Please
Don't worry, baby.
So I'm trying to think of some cool, if there's a couple things maybe we could leave out to show off. Like, let's just listen to the arrangement, the MIDI stuff kind of all together, just to hear those layers, what they add in, because I feel like that's something when they're all happening. So right about here.
So dreamy.
I know.
Quiet.
But they definitely add a lot, especially in a sum of the parts type of way. And believe it or not, that is everything on this song.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, it sounds like there's more in it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, a lot. I mean, a lot of the reverb and the space of it. I think there's that kind of crosstalk that does a lot of the nuances that you get used to when you're listening to it are kind of the product of that crosstalk of all these effects that we're not necessarily like. We're just putting them on and letting them run wild. We're not necessarily like automating in this delay and this reverb and all this kind of stuff. I can quickly just look at my mixer here. I don't think there's a whole lot more going on, but we got things are grouped. We have a couple buses set up here, a couple reverbs, and a couple small plates to bus out some of the vocal and then some of these MIDI instruments go to. And I didn't master this in the session, so there's a whole slew of stuff on the master that's like on the stereo out as far as leveling and probably some EQ and compression too, a limiter.
Interesting.
So that's not. I think TBA, interestingly enough, was mastered completely in the single session. I didn't bounce it out or anything.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, but that is the beauty of home in the morning.
Yeah, for real. we could give the people a tease of the new home in the morning.
Oh, do you have?
I can do that.
Ooh, for our special listeners.
Yeah, for the people who actually stuck around for the whole thing.
Here, I can definitely do that. Just give me 1 second.
It's a good prize, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we? While I'm pulling this up, what do you guys want to play from this new version?
I think the second verse into the solo, and then maybe the outro.
Okay.
Or yeah, the chorus into the solo, because I think that's when those string arrangements start coming in.
Oh man, dude, big
Jason
Atkins for slamming those keys parts into the ground.
Oh, the greasiest keys, man.
Oh my lord, he did all of our keys parts in like 2 hours on like 10 songs. Like, this dude's a fucking maniac.
He didn't play any games. He came in.
No, we're doing this shit. We're gonna have a good time.
out.
We're gonna do this shit.
Dude, even with all those transitions, like, he picked them up like lickety split. It was very impressive.
Dude. Extremely. I mean, he did the strings, the organ, and...
Did we have choir on this one, or was that Biscuits?
That was Biscuits. Yeah. But crazy, man. Just absolutely crazy.
Okay.
And shout out to Jason Scavone for mixing it.
And So Studios.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really great people. If you'd like to go there, you should.
Let's see. Okay, I've got it up here. Now, we said through the second chorus. What did you say?
Into the solo. And then we could do the outro too, because there's like a cool chorus effect he has on the vocals in the last part.
Let me quickly see where I am in the song, because I can't quite tell.
Oh, if the rain.
That's like perfect. Should we just play it through the end? Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah, for sure.
As a goodbye.
Yeah,
do we want to say goodbye
watching.
before we do this?
Goodbye, but we will be home in the morning.
Wow, good one. Yes, thank you all. Have a great night.
We'll be back. We're gonna try and do this as regularly as
seems
makes sense.
We had a couple
till we run out of songs.
Yeah. We got more
start
coming.
making some more songs.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you can follow us that way. There we go.
Yeah.
At those things at our website, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you get your music.
Yeah, check it out, fools. Check
all right,
it out.
boys. Here we go.
Dreaming without me. Oh, if the rain never stops pouring, don't worry, dear, I'll be home in the morning. Don't